Good morning, everybody, and welcome. I'm Dwayne Marino. Look at this. I'm even doing it while I turn corners. I got this shit figured out. Anyways, welcome to Autoversity. It's a little dark here. It's only 6 a.m. I'm trying to beat traffic. And today's tip. What is today's tip? Well, today's tip is going to disagree with David Chilton, the so-called wealthy barber. And my tip is from myself. He says to pay yourself first. I'm going to tell you to pay yourself second. My background a little bit, if you check out my bio online, I actually put my bio online in my books in writing, which means it must be true. A lot of people in my business don't seem to ever put their bio in writing. They talk about what they did, but if it's not in writing, I often say maybe it didn't happen. And everybody's bio is different. It just gives you a background in terms of who they are as a person. I was working at a Chrysler dealership and was graduating university. Before that, I was changing oil at a Canadian Tire, doing lubes and stuff. Anyways, market crash of 88, 89, there was really no jobs on the upside. I got into repossessing cars. And a year and a half I was doing credit and collections. What I got to see firsthand is how people can make some really simple mistakes in life. 3 of them, I'll tell you right now, that take away any of your financial wealth health. So in my book, Unstoppable Money, I talk about this stuff in detail, but I'm going to skim over it right now. So in repossessing cars, from doctors, lawyers, people on welfare, people working in plants, and everything in between, I saw 3 patterns happening in front of my eyes in my early 20s, and I made sure that I wouldn't repeat those mistakes myself. And here are your 3 things to be aware of that might sap you or suck the life out of you financially. The first one is paying yourself first and not paying the government first. Listen, if you do a little bit of reading, and I'm notorious for looking at the history of things and why things are the way they are, I don't take anything at surface value. Nobody's books, I don't care who wrote them or when they wrote them, supposedly, the laws, everything else. I like to find out the evolution of why things are the way they are, and unfortunately, like so many things, it's called follow the money. There was no personal income tax. As a matter of fact, personal income tax was considered to be illegal. It was illegal. When personal income tax started, and this doesn't really matter because I'm still going to tell you to pay them on time and maybe even early, every dime of it, is when countries stopped printing their own money. Let's think about this. How does a country, if they're printing their own money and they all have the legal ability to do so, how do they go into debt when they print their own money? That's like me having a printing press in my basement, printing my own money, and every time I do, I'm going into debt. Let's think this through. This is happening because these countries don't own the printing presses. There's a few families that control the money supply. I'm not going to get any more detail right now. I don't want to create any unnecessary enemies, but do your research. Our taxes don't even stay in our own country. The majority of them. They don't go to road development or schools or education. There's different levels of state and provincial taxes that do that, but the majority of your income tax is going to the people, the families that print our money. Until we get control of our own money printing, we ultimately will bankrupt ourselves. It's spiraling out of control. That's a separate issue. I don't know how I got into it. Anyways, because I guess I'm talking about money. My point here is this. You got to pay the government first. Listen, have a great accountant. Do your accounting through the year. Deal with an accountant that is a reputable tax specialist. So you're paying exactly what you should pay, but also paying no more than you have to. Learn how to take advantage of the many, many write-offs that you have available to you in many cases. But after you do that, and after it's all legal and it's accounted for, you pay the government first. I've seen many people become permanently dissolved financially under proposals, bankruptcy, wiped out because they start fooling around with their taxes. So get those taxes in on time. I'm thinking about this today because this is tax time right now. Pay your taxes.